very unofficial, official stats. Turman had 15 carries for 87. Now let me just say this, we had ones, twos, threes. We had a lot of plays, more plays than we had a year ago the first time around. There's a lot of, we scrimmaged a good long time today. So anyway, getting back to that, Turman may have had a couple runs with the ones and twos. I don't know if he had any runs with the threes, but he had 15 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. Quavon Hicks had 9 carries for 71 yards. His runs were mostly with the threes versus the threes. Brendan Douglas had 14 carries for 30. So you can see that stat. He's mostly against the number 1 defense, so that would make sense. There were a couple scrambles by Ramsey. That's about it for the run game. We did, let's see, passing game. Ramsey was 16 of 32. 16 of 32, 232 yards. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Long of 41. Fatone was 17 of 30, 247, 2 TDs and a pick. Jacob Park launched a couple bombs in the 3 unit and had 187 yards and a touchdown. Long of 69.
I'm sorry, did you say this?
4 of 7.
Okay.
187 yards and a touchdown.
Was that a 69-yard TD?
It was 69-yard TD to Matt Price. That's who was the recipient of that. He had 2 catches for 129 yards. He caught a couple bombs versus the 3 unit, so we dropped back and launched a couple and caught him.
Matt Price.
That's what happened there. Justice Scott Wesley had 8 catches for 127 yards and a TD. Clay Johnson had 5 catches for 101 yards. Blazevich had 4 catches, 57. Malcolm had 3 for 44. Malcolm Mitchell. One of Blazevich's was a touchdown. Excuse me. Isaiah McKenzie had 3 catches, 43 yards. Names you'll recognize. Davis had 1 for 41. Reggie. Kenny Towns 2 for 35. J. Rome 3 for 35. Brendan Douglas 4 for 26. I don't know if you care about all these down the line, but we got a couple guys with 1 catch. A.J. Turman, 1 catch for 15. Jackson Harris, 1 catch for 13. Marshall Morgan was 2 out of 4 field goals. He kicked one over 50 yards into the pretty stiff wind and came up just about a yard short. It was accurate, he just wasn't enough on it. But it was a pretty significant wind. Probably should have attempted it that far. In the game, I would have either punted or gone for it on 4th down in that situation. Belis made a couple extra points. Jake Gaines made 10 tackles. Also had a pick, a pass breakup, and a sack. We had big Chris Mace for 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. It's hard to gauge sacks in this thing. There probably were more sacks than recorded because you try to let everybody play, and we're not hitting the quarterback. So there might have been balls where he might not have got sacked, but he might have got hit as he was letting the ball loose. So it's just hard to gauge. Timmy Kimbrough had 6 tackles. Malcolm Parrish had 5 tackles. He had a big time pick. It was a kind of a jump ball between him and Malcolm, I think, and they both came down with it. And referees trying to decide, you know, was it tie, goes to the offensive player and all that, and when they finally came up out of there, Malcolm had ripped it away, so it was really a great play. Had another great pass breakup as well. Sterling Bailey had 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Jarvis Wilson had 5 tackles. Amici had 5 tackles. Wilson had a tackle for loss. Amici had a tackle for loss. I think it had Wilson had 2 pass breakups. Reggie Carter had 4 tackles, a forced fumble, and 2 pass breakups. Apparently y'all like this because I hear a lot of typing. Aaron Davis had 4 tackles and a pass breakup. Josh Dawson had 4 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a sack. Tramel Cherry had 4 tackles and a pass breakup. Jonathan Abraham had 4 tackles. You want to hear who had 3 tackles?
Who had that?
Jonathan Abraham. You want to hear the 3 tackle guys? Yes, no?
How many we're talking?
1, 2, 3, 4. These guys had 3 tackles. Atkins, Dukes, Mauger, Bowman. Gillespie. Now I'll just say who had tackles for loss, huh? These guys had tackles for loss. Gillespie, Nate Trez, Patrick DeLoach. McGee had 2, Sean McGee. Johnny O'Neill had 1. These guys had a pass breakup. And let me go back, Mauger had a pick. A 41-yard return. Gaines's pick was a 27-yard return. Gillespie had a pass breakup. Nate Trez had a sack. Sean McGee had a pass breakup and 1.5 sacks. The other half of that sack must have been Duke's. And the last stat of a pass breakup was Dominique Sanders. So, I mean, it's who did the stats today? No one wants to claim them?
We have about 3 or 4 working on it.
Y'all did a great job. Thank you. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that. I know you thought you had the day off, and the last second I said, come on. Because originally I was like, just, y'all take the day off. But